Well, today I'm at the kennels of trainer Kevin Hutton, and plenty of dogs for him going for the Derby this year. We'll come on to those in just a little while, but I wanted to reflect on Dorotas Wildcat. Obviously 2018 you won the Derby with him at Towcester. How do you feel about the Derby now? Has it made you more hungry, or do you feel like you've kind of done it now so you can take your foot off the gas a bit?
No, we'd love to win it again. That was the best feeling you could ever have in racing. You know, you win, lucky enough to win a lot of big competitions, Oaks and Trainers Championships and Cat 1s, but there honestly has no feeling like the Derby. That is just the absolute pinnacle, that is, of racing. Keeps the entire sport going, doesn't it? So no, we want more, definitely.
Obviously he's standing at stud and doing very well in Ireland. You went to visit him recently. Yeah. How is he?
He's absolutely fantastic. He looks immaculate. Really happy. Michael and Sean, they got him in terrific order, and he's doing well. He's had some big winners, obviously thrown a Derby winner, and he's ticking over with some nice pictures. So no, we couldn't be more pleased.
Talking of amazing breeding, Forest Natalee, obviously your pet, is still here, and gosh, she throws superstar after superstar, and you've just had another litter to a stud dog that I think is just throwing everything at the moment, DROOPYS Sydney. I mean, what breeding that is. They're 2 weeks old, I think.
Yeah, just 2 weeks old. I mean, Forest Natalee, she's just been incredible for us. You know, her race career was absolutely fantastic. Obviously sister to Wildcat as well, and that great litter, Woohoo and all the rest of them. And Sydney, he just seemed like the obvious choice, didn't he? Like you say, you look at any big race or any dog that does a big run in Ireland, they're almost always Sydney's. So Michael was kind enough to fit her in for us, and they just do a great job. You know, another fantastic litter, good numbers, 10 in there, all healthy. So no, we're really excited for them. Doesn't get too much better than that.
Absolutely. And you said she's a really natural mum. She enjoys being a mum.
She's great, actually. Yeah, she can get a little bit fed up. You know, after 2 or 3 weeks, she likes to have plenty of breaks. She'll just go take herself off for a mooch around the farm. But you don't have to do anything with her. She just, you know, she'll go in there, feed them when they need to, and she'll take a break when she wants to, and it's just really easy. Yeah, she never takes any condition off her. I mean, you've seen her today, and she looks, you know, almost as good as a race dog, really. So no, we're very lucky. And
of course, Screen Critic's still lying around. He's the dog that gave you your first ever Derby finalist. I can't believe Batman, obviously, is known as now 12 years old. I can't believe what great shape he's in.
Yeah, he's in great condition. We just had a few days away in Padstow and took Batman and Natalie, and they loved it. You know, they love the beach, and he's just been brilliant for us. He probably, you know, along with DROOPYS Daniil back in 2013, they really put us on the map. So, and he's just been the best pet you could ever wish to have. We absolutely love him, and thankfully he's doing great for his age.
You've got a big Derby team this year, but sadly one that won't be making the team is Forest Gold. He's picked up an injury. What's happening there?
Yeah, it was disappointing, really. He tore a gracilis quite badly in a trial at Swindon. Probably 50-50 if he comes back to racing. He certainly won't make the Derby, but hopefully we'll just give him plenty of time and he'll make a successful comeback to racing. It looks good at the moment, and he's galloping well. We certainly give him more than enough time. Hopefully that continues, and say, it would have been a lovely dog to have for the Derby because he was doing so well last year. Obviously went on to win the Steel City Cup as well, make the final of the Eclipse, and obviously being at a Wildcat, he's always been special to us. So it's a shame for him to miss it, but say hopefully the main thing is a safe return to racing for him.
Absolutely. Listen, we're going to catch up with all your dogs, have a look at them all in just a minute, but thanks for having us here today, and best of luck for the Derby.
You're welcome. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Well, this is Coppice Fox, who is just a baby, very well behaved baby, a June 20 out of DROOPYS Sydney and Sizzling Daisy. He's absolutely lovely, Kevin.
He's a lovely dog, actually. Yeah, he's a real character. Very playful, always got to be biting your hand and biting the lead, and he's just really good fun, actually.
Obviously, you've used the Maiden Derby as preparation for him at Towcester, and you gave him plenty of looks around the track before that.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think you need to see Towcester a good few times, ideally. Began his career there. And as an unraced pup, he went straight into A1 and won, which, you know, that takes a bit of doing, that does. And he followed it up with another A1 win in 29.50. Decided to go to Monmore with him for the Puppy Derby, but didn't particularly take to Monmore, to be honest. So he made the semi-finals, and that was that. So we decided after that the Maiden Derby would be a good preparation for him. But he's still quite green. He's only had a handful of races, so he'd be open to any amount of improvement, this lad.
Yeah, and 29.50s he's kind of doing for fun. You think there's definitely quicker to come?
There is, yeah, he will improve. I say a little bit fitness-wise and experience-wise, he's very green around dogs. His only downfall would probably be a lack of, you know, just lacks a yard of pace to the bend. Might be his downfall, but gets to 500 very well. And I say this lad will improve again. He'll be a nice dog, this one.
Well, because given his age, obviously June 20, there's going to be natural improvement. Is that too young though to win a Derby? Do you think? We've seen it done before, but it's rare.
Yeah, it is rare. I mean, you know, you don't get many 2-year-olds win the Derby, do you? But you know, why not? It's been done before, so it can be done again. And he's just going to be a nice type for it. You know, he might improve, you know, 30-40 spots, or he might not improve at all. You know, you never really know for sure, but he should be open to some nice improvement, and he runs Towcester as well, so that's obviously a big plus.
And he seems mature for his age, albeit he's having a little whimper here. I think he's clearly wanting a bit more attention than we're giving him.
Yeah, he's ever so well mannered, well behaved, lovely grown up dog in himself, but just lacks a little bit of experience. You know, he's quite puppyish on the track still. But a few more races into him before the Derby, and say he could be a different dog, this one.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to seeing how he improves. There you go. Coppice Fox is also heading to the Derby as part of Kevin Hutton's team. Well, here's Signet Denver, who is out of that brilliant Magical Bale Forest Natalee litter, and again, a January 20, so a really nice age heading into the Derby. And Kev, you're using the Laurels as sort of preparation for him, but before the Laurels he clocked at 29.57 at Towcester, which you must have been delighted with.
Yeah, he's a really nice dog, this, and again he had a few of his early races at Towcester, so he knows it well, runs the track ever so well, and I think with the Laurels preparation behind him, he'll be spot on for the Derby, this fella.
Yeah, it can be a tricky track, Towcester, but you know, him, as with many of your others, started in A5 at Towcester, so they really have learnt their trade there.
Yeah, I mean, we're really lucky to be attached to Towcester. It makes a big difference to these young dogs if they can get to know that track early on, and to be fair, they all took to it ever so well. We give him a couple of graded races to begin his career with, and he soon looked like he was going to be a little bit above that company, and he's done ever so well for us. Went to Perry Bar and won a nice little puppy competition, and has gone from strength to strength, really.
Absolutely. He was favourite for the Towcester Puppy Derby final, actually. Unfortunately, he finished 4th from a tricky draw.
He was unlucky. I mean, he went to the final unbeaten. Just got a bad draw in the final. You know, outside of Seamus's dog, we needed to be inside, but that's the way it goes. You know, track draws win finals, and he was a little bit unlucky, but he's definitely good enough to win a big one, this one.
You prefer him a bit closer to the rails?
Yes, definitely this fella. 1, 2 or 3 would be ideal for him. Runs a good bend, and he's got real nice early, so Towcester suits, and you know, I think he'd be a lot of fun to go a few rounds, this lad.
Yeah, he was also second in the Towcester BGBF Puppy Cup final when he was favourite there as well, so he deserves the competition. But you said he can win a big one, as big as the Derby?
You never know. Why not? Why not? I think there'll be a 29-20 dog, you know, running him on the right night, and you know, sometimes that can win a Derby. So he knows it well. He's got good early pace, which is what you need. So yeah, why not?
And I think you could go so far as say he's a bit of a Towcester specialist, and we saw what happened with the Towcester specialist last year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's one of those tracks, you know, you never quite know how dogs are going to take to it until they're there. So you know, there's a lot of top quality Irish dogs coming over, but until they see it and get used to it, you know, I'd probably go for a homebred dog that runs the track, and you know, I think he'll go well for us.
Absolutely, I would too. That is a Signet Denver, who loves Towcester. Really beautiful brindle, calm boy, and fingers crossed for him in the Derby. Well, we've got a bitch for you now. This is Sleek by Design, who is also out of that litter, Magical Bale Forest Natalee, January 20. Kevin, just an amazing litter. I was lucky enough to meet them when they were tiny little babies here, actually, but they've just been fantastic for you.
They really have, yeah. So they're sad to believe they're only just over 2 year old, because they seem to have been about forever. They've been that successful for us, and we've had so much fun. A really special litter, obviously, being out of Magical Bale, who we trained as well for the Derby, and obviously Natalie, who was our own. They've just been brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I don't want to be harsh on this girl because she's been running in top class company, but she hasn't won a race for you since last October.
No, she's not, but say she's been, you know, she's contested some really warm races. I think she won a semi-final of the British Bred Puppy Cup, and then was third in the final. I think she made the final of the Sheffield British Bred Derby as well, and then ran in the Blue Ribbon, so she's not had it easy. She made the final. She ran a brilliant race in the Blue Ribbon final against, you know, what was a top class field. She's just been fantastic for us, yeah.
And she's been off since then. That was January, of course. So what's been happening since then?
Just decided to give her a nice break. She'd had quite a bit of racing for a youngster, so we thought the time was right to give her a break, freshen her up, and take her chance in the Derby. But I think this one, as opposed to like the boys in the litter, she's going to want 6 bends this one. She looks like a real nice stayer, so we'll have a crack at the Derby, all the big bitches races for the year, and a sixpence as well. So yeah, a lot to look forward to this one.
This is probably a really amateur question, but you know, you've been bringing your dogs out here and they're so big and muscular, and she's muscular but she's petite. You know, is that a disadvantage in the Derby?
Yeah, I mean it's tough, isn't it, for the bitches to run against the big dogs, especially the top class ones. But you know, she's proved she can more than handle herself against the top class dogs. So you know, I don't think it should be any different. If she can go 2 or 3 rounds, you know, that'd be great fun, and then probably onto the bitches race, something like that.
Anything in mind for sixpence after the Derby?
Yeah, it's definitely what she wants. So probably, you know, start off a Monmore 6:30, that type of thing would be just a job for her.
Beautiful bit, she's lovely. There you go, Sleek by Design is part of the Hutton Derby team. Well, here's a dog who needs no introduction. This is Signet Ace, who's been an incredible dog for this kennel. 2018 September out of Magical Bale and Forest Natalee. I mean, they keep coming out, Forest Natalee, it's just unbelievable. But this dog last year, well, he's got every chance of winning Dog of the Year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he literally did it all the way through the year. I think he won his first Cat 1 in, was it February or March with the Winter Derby, and he won his last Cat 1 in December with the Eclipse. So. But just a brilliant dog. I think he made every final that we entered. Third in the Steel City Cup, third in the Gold Cup, and I think literally won everything else he went
won a
for,
very hot Select Stakes as well.
Yeah, the Select Stakes.
That was an amazing race.
Trainers' Championship night was, you know, the field in that race was probably one of the best of the whole year, and he just won it so well. He's been a great dog, he really has.
You know, even if we go back to the summer of 2020, he's been a winner from the off. A1 in Monmore, then a Newcastle Puppy Open and Monmore Open. Yep. They were his first 3 races. He notched up a hat trick.
Yeah, I mean his debut was probably, you know, alongside Wildcat and Bale for us. I mean, you know, to win A1 on debut, 28.02 round Monmore, really special. Tony Meek come up to me actually and said that's one of the best debuts he'd seen since Westmead Ork, and you know, he's gone on to prove it, thankfully, and win the big races, which is what you need to do with, you know, when you're lucky enough to get a dog like this.
He got trap 1 in the quarterfinal of the Derby last year. I know that you
Thanks
were
to Lofty, yeah.
You were gutted, and we're blaming Lofty very much for that. Thank goodness I was nowhere near it. But yeah, that must have been gutting because, you know, he was in such good form. It was really his year. It was.
We had 2 of them, Forest Gold and this fella. They were absolutely flying at the time, especially this dog. He was foot perfect round after round. Quarter-final night they both drew trap 1, and to be honest, you know, especially with the old boxes, you had no chance from one, and they both missed a break and went out pretty much as we thought would happen, which was a real shame. So I think if they'd have kept drawing 2 or 3, you know, this dog could definitely win a Derby.
What's been happening with him so far this year? Because he ran at Towcester on New Year's Day, and he was actually last in that race. So that was had Thorn Falcon in it. What's been happening with him since then?
He tore a TFL muscle in that race, which is the first real injury we've ever had with him. He went wrong out the boxes, never travelled, so it was quite obvious there was something wrong, and it turned out to be that. So we've rested him ever since, with obviously the plan being the English Derby.
How does he compare now, do you think? It's hard to tell because he's been off for so long, but to the dog he was last year?
I think he's every bit as good, I really do. His 2 trials at Swindon have been magnificent so far. 15.32 I think, which is a length inside the track record, and he's still got everything there. He's still flashing the traps, he's still early, is tremendous still. We're hoping to put him in the Trainers' Championship at Monmore, but it's all about the English Derby with this fella.
Anything else before that? Will you give him a race around Towcester?
Might give him a trial stakes, yeah, might well do. We'll see how Trainers' Championship night goes. I mean, after that the Derby's soon going to be upon us, so it might be one more trial there, and we'll be into the Derby then. But no, just a wonderful dog for us.
Yeah, he is and still is, and he doesn't really need too many looks around Towcester because he's just got bags of experience behind him as well. So ticks a lot of boxes, this dog. Signet Ace. Can he go deep into the Greyhound Derby? I think he can. Well, this is Signet OTIS, who's part of that Magical Bale Forest Natalee litter, January 20, and really nice age actually heading into the Derby, Kevin.
He is, yeah. He's had a good bit of experience now, but he's still young enough where there's a little bit more to come if we're lucky. But even if there's not, he's been a terrific dog for us.
As we said, nice quiet dog.
Yeah, he's pretty lively, this one. Yeah, he mugs everyone he sees, and Very, very happy type, but no, a lovely pup.
He's very friendly. Fourth in the juvenile, and that was after winning the British Breeders' Final at Nottingham. So, as you said, he owes you nothing. But what sort of form do you think he's in now, this far ahead of the Derby?
I think he'll be spot on come the Derby. He's had three tough competitions. You know, he ran through the Sheffield British Bred Derby, then he was straight into the Blue Ribbon at Towcester where he was beat at short head. And then he went and won the British Bred Stakes, so he's had a lot of tough races, but a nice little freshen up before the Derby, and he'll be in great form for that.
And of course he loves Towcester. He was second in the Blue Ribbon final there, and as with his brothers and sisters, he really cut his teeth at Towcester, so it's a track that they know really well.
They do, yeah. They were given their early trials there. We give most of them a few graded races. And all credit to Towcester, they treat them really well. You know, they didn't get them smashed about or give them a lot of time to find, and it's really made a big difference to them, and they've come on bundles for it. So they know the track well, they run it well, and you know, I think they're capable of going quite far.
His ideal box?
Two or three really. Yeah, one's I'm not a big fan of the one box there, to be honest. So if they could draw 2 or 3, I'd be well happy.
Okay, there you go. Signet Otis. What a beautiful dog, and a good nose for a photo finish as well. This one.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully. There you go. Good luck, Signet Otis. Well, a newbie to the kennel now. This is DROOPYS Sputnik, who is September 2019 and quite unusual breeding, out of range ASB by DROOPYS Blossom. And yeah, as I said, a dog that hasn't raced for you yet, Kevin. And you can see he's still settling in. He's not quite as crazy as all your other dogs you've brought out here.
Yeah, he's a little bit quieter, more well behaved this fella. But no, we've not had him long actually, and he's only had 2 or 3 trials for us. We were hoping to run him in the maiden derby, but it was a little bit too much of a rush, to be fair. So we'll take a backward step with him now and just concentrate on the derby. But a nice dog.
He's running top class company in Ireland. I saw that he was 4th to Beach Avenue in the first round of the Easter Cup, his last race there.
Yeah, he's run against some top quality dogs in Ireland. He really has kept some great company. He's probably one of them that when he gets it right, he could beat a lot of dogs on his day and do a real flashy time. Doesn't always get it right at the boxes. Probably wants a little bit further than the 500 as well. He looks a strong type of dog. So I really liked him from, he ran an unraced stake in Shelbourne, would have been a good while ago now. And he took my eye, probably would have been too much money back then, and he just happened to come on the market, and we decided to take a chance. Hopefully it'll be a bit of fun for us.
Absolutely, he's a stunning looking dog. I feel like he's an advert for send your dogs to Kevin Hutton and he'll turn them into a nutcase for you, because he's incredibly calm compared to others. But maybe I'll be back in a few months and he'll be jumping on everything.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Yeah, I'm sure he'll settle in and get used to all of us. But no, I think he's a nice dog, and you know, if he takes a Towcester, he could be a bit of value.
So trial stakes derby.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he might run in a maiden in the Trainers Championship for us, as we need a maiden for that. But other than that, he'll just be kept to Towcester, really. Yeah.
So obviously you've studied him. Give us a prediction for what time you think he'll do in a first trial around Towcester.
I think he'll work his way down to a 29, 40, 50 type of dog.
Okay.
You know, I think he's just going to take a little bit of time to settle looking at him, but we've still got a few more weeks yet, and get him some experience there, and hopefully he'll do all right for us.
Absolutely. DROOPYS Sputnik is another dog that's heading to Towcester as part of the Hutton team. Plenty of them. Well, here we have Coppice Brewer, who is a real youngster pup, June 20, DROOPYS Sydney, and Sizzling Daisy is the breeding of this one. Obviously he's a brother to Coppice Fox, who we saw earlier. What can you tell us?
Well, we bought him along with his brother unraced from Ireland off a few trials. They were recommended to us, and they've both been lovely dogs actually. He won, I think, 2 out of his first 3 races in Towcester. Started him off graded. I think he won A5 very easily. Then he went up a couple of grades and got beat, and then he won, I think it was the A3, really impressively, 10 lengths. Quick way always led. Just a really nice progressive pup. We took him to Monmore, but very similar to his brother actually. He didn't really handle Monmore for the puppy derby, and he went out in the semi-final. Switched him back to Towcester with the maiden derby in mind, mainly as preparation and experience for the English derby again. But no, real nice dog, just like his brother, could improve to be anything, to be fair.
And as we're recording this, he won his first round heat in the maiden derby really well.
He did, and he had to work ever so hard for it. This is the first time he's really had to come through dogs and learn how to pass dogs, because he's only had sort of 4 or 5 races. They're still learning. But that was really good to see. That would have done his confidence and experience a lot of good. So, you know, he could come on a hell of a lot for that.
So again, as with his brother, one that there is untold amount of improvement to come.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You always hope they can carry on improving. You know, he might not find another length, but then he could find 4 or 5 lengths and turn into a real nice dog. So so they're not 2 till June, so hopefully they're still progressive.
And the guy who owns the Coppice dog is a good owner in your kennel?
Tony Briley, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, dogs always come first. You know, no matter whether they're top competition dogs or, you know, a little graded dog, that it doesn't matter to him. They're all treated like kings and queens, and he's a great owner, and he's had some really nice dogs.
Well worth looking out for Coppice Brewer progressing over the coming weeks as he gains a little bit of age and heads to the Star Sports Derby. Well, we're here now with Lights Out, who is a September 2018 bitch out of Taylor Sky and Terminator, and she's been off the track a little while. She hasn't raced since she was knocked over in the heats of the Blue Ribbon. Everything okay with her?
We did have a little issue after she was knocked over, so we decided just to give her a good break, make sure everything was okay for her, and then bring her back for the Derby. She's had 2 or 3 trials back, and they've all been excellent. So yeah, she'll be off to possibly off to Monmouth for the Training Championship team, and then she'll be into the Derby for us.
She won the Brighton Bell in December. It was a shame she couldn't defend that title.
It's really unfortunate actually, because she took to hove ever so well. That 5:15 is perfect for her really. She's a very strong running bitch. So it was a shame we didn't get the chance to defend the title, but she's just been a really classy bitch for us. You know, she was 3rd in the Oaks, she made the Produce final, so it was really nice to get a Brighton Bale win on her CV. Been great fun for ourselves and Mike and George Burton, who obviously bred her and reared her and schooled her and did everything like that, so been a great bitch.
And you say strong running, I mean she's going to be one of the strongest in the Derby. You actually ran her over the 712 metres in the Hunt Cup, and she made the semi-finals at Towcester. Yeah,
she did. Yeah, she was very impressive behind Peter's real good bitch, the Pippi bitch, in defeat, and she just didn't get a run in the semi-final unfortunately, but she definitely stays up to the sort of 700 metre mark, no trouble at all. So you know, very versatile bitch. She can run, you know, 4 bends, 6 bends, whatever the races are really.
So what do you expect of her in the Derby?
I think she's definitely good enough to go 2 or 3 rounds. You know, she's that type. If she gets a clear run early, you know, there's not too many going to be coming home faster than her, so she'll be a good bit of fun. She was a good bit of fun in last year's Derby, and there's no reason why she can't do the same this year for us.
She spotted something out there.
Yeah, she's seen something. She's very, very sharp. She doesn't miss a trick, this one.
Yeah, she looks very switched on. Lights Out is a strong running part of Kevin Hutton's Derby team.